everyone. I'm making this video because today it's World Homeopathy Day. World Homeopathy Day is celebrated today to tribute Dr. Samuel Hahnemann since it's his birth anniversary, April the 10th. I decided to talk about the topic for today is success of homeopathy in epidemics. I'm Dr. Rucha Bhave. I'm a homeopathic physician from India, and I have been practicing homeopathy in the United States for 10 years now. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about success of homeopathy in epidemics. There's a story told about Joseph Pulte. He was one of the earliest homeopaths in Cincinnati. He began his practice in Cincinnati, but many people were against him practicing homeopathy, and they were so angry that they pelted his house with eggs. Shortly after, what happened was there was cholera epidemic that swept through, and Pulte was able to treat a lot of patients with homeopathic treatment, and his during the epidemic in 1849, his clinic was so crowded that people used to stand in street because the waiting room was full. Okay. One of the earliest tests of homeopathic system was in treatment of typhus fever. It occurred in 1813. Samuel Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathy, was able to treat 180 cases of typhus, losing but two. And at that time, the mortality rate with conventional treatment or allopathic treatment was 30%. This statistics and all of the other statistics or epidemics that we are going to look at was obtained from a book called The Logic of Figures, which was authored by Thomas Lindsay Bradford. He was a physician in 1900. So he collected all of the statistics to find out and compare the conventional therapeutics with homeopathic therapeutics. Okay, so all of this information is obtained from that book, and it's authored by a physician, so our source is totally authentic here. Then soon after that, 1831 cholera epidemic occurred. Dr. Quinn reported that death in 10 homeopathic hospitals was just 9%. So even if he collected information from 10 different homeopathic hospitals, still it was considered consistent, and the mortality rate was very low compared to other areas which used allopathic mode of treatment. So allopathic treatment in Imperial Council of Russia reported 40% mortality rate, whereas Osler's practice of medicine, who used again allopathic mode of treatment, reported 80% of mortality rate. Okay. Then cholera, 1813 as cholera 1830, as the cholera epidemic was reported coming from the east, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann was able to identify different stages of illness, and he was also able to predict what remedy will best suit for what stage. Okay, so finally, when cholera struck Europe in 1831, he was able to treat his patients with homeopathic treatment, and mortality rate at that time under conventional treatment, as I said, was 40 to 80%. Here again we see that London 1854 mortality rate is as low as 9%, and mortality with allopathy is 59%. In Austria, with the cholera epidemic, mortality rate with homeopathic treatment was just 33%, whereas allopathy was 66%. And because of this extraordinary result, the law in interdicting the practice of medicine in Austria was repealed. So basically, they had to say, oh, the homeopathy has fantastic results, so we are going to again start practicing homeopathy in our area. So that's what they observed, and they had to change the law. Again, cholera epidemic in the 1855 in Rio, there were 388 cases that were treated with homeopathy with just 2% death rate, while allopathic infirmary had 40 to 60% death rate. Also, there was like 40 to 60% of mortality rate with allopathic treatment also in Rio. Okay, there were many books written about this homeopathic treatment of cholera during these times, and because the success of homeopathic treatment was huge with cholera epidemic. Okay. Also, cholera epidemic in 1892 Hamburg. About 8,600 people people died, and again we see that 15% mortality as compared to 42% mortality rate with allopathic treatment. Then in 1850s, there were several epidemics of yellow fever in southern states. This disease was eventually found to be transmitted by the mosquito. So Osler says that allopathic mortality with yellow fever is between 15 to 85%. Holcomb, a homeopath, reported in 1853 a mortality of 6.43%. Dr. Davis, another homeopath in Natchez, reported 5.73% of mortality. In 1878, so again here we see like total. So again here we see like total allopathic loss was 15.50% and homeopathic loss was just 6%. Then in 1918, there was Spanish flu that occurred in Dayton, Ohio, and Dr. McCann reported that 24,000 cases of flu were treated allopathically and had a mortality rate of 28.2%, while 26,000 cases of flu were treated with homeopathy and mortality rate was just 1.5%. Again, huge difference between allopathic and homeopathic mode of treatment. If you look at the graph, so deaths indicate light pink area, which is allopathy, definitely larger dark pink area compared to homeopathic treatment. So survival rate for Spanish flu in 1918 was definitely more with homeopathic treatment as compared to allopathic treatment. All right, getting there. Further figures in 1918, Dr. Roberts, he was again allopathic practitioners. He was again one of the allopathic practitioners. He worked on a troop carrier ship in World War One. And on the way over to Europe, he had 81 cases of H5N1, which is the Spanish flu. All were recovered and they landed. Every man on the ship received homeopathic treatment. One ship lost 31 people and they were not homeopathically treated on the way. Current situation. What about pandemic now? So, homeopaths like Dr. Rajan Sankaran and several other homeopaths across the globe, they are striving to find solution for treating COVID-19. Um, there are several other organizations that are striving hard to treat and eradicate this disease. So yes, homeopaths and homeopathy is in the works right now in current situation also. So what's the takeaway from all of the epidemic, his history of epidemics and current situation? So history is evidence that homeopathy has been resourceful in epidemics. Many homeopaths across the globe are treating their COVID-19 patients. There are a lot of articles and resources available online regarding treatment and prevention of COVID 19. I'm talking about articles and resources related to homeopathic treatment. Okay, so there is a lot of information out there, and there are a lot of different medicinal recommendations to treat to prevent COVID 19. But are we supposed to take that just by reading articles, just by reading the recommendations? Are we supposed to take that? Answer is no. You need to consult your homeopath. You do not self medicate. A reason being, all of these articles and online resources or whatever medicines, everybody, all homeopaths and all homeopathic physicians around the globe are talking about, it's just by treating some patients in their area, specifically in their area, and specifically for those patients. Okay, because homeopathic prescription is individualistic, which is unlike modern medicine. So homeopathy treats the person and not the disease. So every person, most of the people are going to need different medicine, and so you definitely need to consult your homeopath. So after reading and going through all of the online resources, it might come to your mind, what if I take all of the indicated homeopathic remedies for COVID-19? Answer is no, because all of each remedy is clinically proven, or the drug proving is done for single simple remedy. It's not done for as a combination, or if it's done as a research purpose, then it's a separate remedy. Okay, and two remedies might not interact well to one another. So there's quite a chance that they repel one another and you are going to land up in more deep trouble. So definitely, please do not attempt taking any homeopathic medication as a preventative or as a curative if you suspect you have COVID-19 like symptoms, or you tested positive, or anything like that happens. Okay, so it's always a good idea, go get tested, consult your homeopath or consult your physician, from whoever you want to obtain treatment from. Please go talk to them and consult with them, and do not attempt self medication at all. All right, so this was my in short brief presentation about how homeopathy worked before in epidemics, and even now how people are striving to cure the disease and take care of their patients. All right, thank you so much for listening to me. Happy World Homeopathy Day. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. I'd like to have your insight on my video. Thank you so much. Questions and concerns are always welcome. You have a great day, guys. Bye bye.